to talk to y'all about safety, because safety is something that we have to do because you and the things that you own, your property, are very important. Okay? Now, so what's safety? Let's think about what safety would be. It would be what? Preventing injury and loss to people. And what is it you own? Property. Okay? Now, so I understand that y'all are working on a project, a robot, right? So that means you got some things that you need to talk about, okay? Such as personal safety. All right? Whenever you are working with any type of materials, you need to have some personal protection equipment. Okay? Guess what these are? Safety glasses, and we call those personal protection equipment. So let's get each one of them, DJ, a pair of these. We're going to need about 4 more pairs, son. Okay? And, well, y'all can get those. And she's going to bring 3 more pairs, okay? And they go on your nose, so go ahead and stick them there. Okay, so, other things. If we're working something with our hands, what kind of personal protection equipment might we put on? Might need gloves. Okay? Now, I understand that this thing's going to have an electric motor, right? Okay? Now, there's 2 types of electricity. Do y'all know what those are? Direct current and alternating current. Okay? Alright? Now, direct current comes from battery, storage source. Alternating current comes from an outlet. So it's what's produced, and it's called alternating because it alternates back and forth as it moves down a conductor. A conductor carries electricity. Now that can kill you. We measure the power in electricity by a thing called an amp. Okay? And it takes 1/10, just 1/10 of an amp to kill you. So we have to be very careful. And you say, well, ours is DC, it really won't hurt us. Well, what are you going to charge your battery with? You're going to use an alternating current converter that converts alternating current to DC power to charge the battery. Okay? So let's talk about that a minute. We never unplug any cords by the cord, right? We pull the little receptacle, right? Never want our hands down, okay? When we're working around electricity, okay? Anything else y'all can think of about electricity that might be dangerous? Never stick any type of object in an outlet, okay? Now, as long as we do those things, and other things, when we're using tools, okay? Get us a pair of diagonal cutters, right? Yeah, they're under that track right there. You need to have your pliers and your diagonal cutters, things like that you'll be using to work on your robot with. They need to have insulated handles on them, okay? All right? So that they wouldn't short out on your hand, okay? Now let's think of some other things other than your personal protection equipment. You young ladies, what is different about y'all's appearance than young men? Got something in your hair right there. You've got long hair. Okay? Y'all are using hand tools, right? Drills, angle grinders, things of this nature. What if his hair is hanging down? These are the rubber handles I was talking about, okay? So guess what? This young lady's got her hair up. That's a good thing when you're working on this project. You need to pull that hair back, okay? Or put it up, okay? And we don't need to have any loose or baggy clothing, because just as our hair, guys, we could also get these things caught in a piece of power equipment. See how this works? And just think about that little grinder over there that DJ was just working with. That thing's like 3/4 of a horsepower. Okay? Now, y'all ever seen a horse? You ever seen a picture of a horse? A horse is a very, very strong animal. one horse weighing about 2,000 pounds can move almost 10,000 pounds. That's very strong. So you got about 3/4 of a ton, which would be what? 1,500 pounds? You got about 1,500 pounds of energy in that little bitty grinder. Do you think if I tied 1,500 pounds to any part of your clothes that it wouldn't tear your clothes up? It would, wouldn't it? Worse than that, it could get into your body. Do you think my flesh or my bones could take 1,500 pounds of pressure? No. So what we wear is extremely important, and how we wear it. Okay? Other thing, are y'all going to be using any type of chemicals like lacquer thinner, epoxy? Alright, okay, you're going to have some lacquer thinner then, because that's a solvent. Anything that's a solvent is what we call volatile. That means it turns from a liquid, okay, to a gas real fast. Okay? And those cause brain damage. So guess how do we protect ourselves against something like that? We must use things that are solvents. All of them are volatile except water. Okay? And those must be used in a well-ventilated area. Very good. Also, what must we have on when we use those? Again, we go back to safety glasses, personal protection equipment. And they don't go in our hands, they go on our head. And something I skipped with Mr. DJ. Notice DJ wears glasses. He has to wear these over his glasses. Okay? Alright? So, I'd like to see y'all put these back on while you're in here. Alright? And don't take them off. Alright? Okay? So, solvents are important. Other thing, we want to wear gloves when we're using the epoxy resin. Okay? Because that stuff is extremely strong and it gets very hot. It gets hot enough to burn you. Okay? Number one. But number two, it can actually stick your fingers together or stick parts of your body together. Also, the chemicals that are in it are dangerous to us. So, again, we want to use that in a well-ventilated area, and we want to keep our hands and parts of our body covered. Okay? Now, if we're using power equipment, let's review and remember what we said here. First is personal protection equipment and how we're dressed, right? Second, we want to be in a well-ventilated area, right? If we use tools, we want to understand how to use them, right? Carefully and safely. We want to look at electricity. Always be careful and unplug things from not their cord, but their plug. And what? Insulated tubes. Any other questions? How many of you have safety glasses at home? Every household should have safety glasses in the household. Anytime you work with tools, hammers, nails, any kind of tool, you need to have these on. Now I'm going to show you one other thing about these. Can I borrow yours? These are glasses, these are goggles, okay? You need to look on the lens, and y'all can take them off. And you see right here is a little mark. We call that a manufacturer's mark. Now what that means is that these lenses meet OSHA standards. OSHA stands for Occupational Safety and Health Administration. It's a government agency that oversees safety in our homes, okay, and in business in our country, okay? So that means it meets those standards. Then on the frame right here, it says, what does it say right there? Right there. Doesn't it say Z87?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can see right there it says Z87. Now what that means is that this framework meets OSHA standards. So we never want to buy eye protection okay? It doesn't have a manufacturer's mark and Z87 on it, okay? So, if we take into account our personal protection, equipment, the way we're dressed, and what we do, we can do one thing. Here's what we're doing. We're preventing injury to people and loss to our property. And that's what safety is, okay? And I want to make sure, you know, I appreciate y'all coming down here and listening to Mr. Osby about this, because this makes me feel good that as you're conducting yourself in this project, you're going to do it safely, carefully. And the number one safety device that we have is between our ears, okay? Your gray matter, all right? That's all, folks.